Hey everyone, it's Adam.
Andrew. And Alex.
And we're so psyched to be back. It's been forever since we've recorded. We had an episode we recorded a long time ago, just haven't had time to edit it, so we're going to get that one up here, but it's great to be back. It's funny, with summer has been even busier than when we're in school, so we've had a couple of long trips, including our trip to Arizona and California, which we'll chat about in a future episode, and baseball and other trips. We haven't even really gone to too many theme parks, but it's good to be back, right guys?
Yeah.
And this is one of our favorite episodes. We love this, as this is our Six Flags reaction video. Now we know Cedar Fair only have announced one coaster, and what is that going to be?
Orion.
So I've done a pretty nice job of avoiding social media lately, avoiding looking at my phone, and certainly we know some of the rumors here and there, but overall we've been able to keep it pretty much a secret as to what's going on. Alright, so let's head over, without further ado, to Jim Reed Anderson, who's looking quite happy here, surrounded by candy, cooking up thrills with Jim Reed Anderson. It's hard to top his motorcycle look with his leather.
Yeah.
And
Space.
very good, the astronaut, but he's a chef, and what a fun guy. So let's hear what Jim Reed Anderson has to say.
Hello, I'm Jim Reed Anderson, Chairman, President, CEO, and Master Chef of Six Flags, where we're cooking up a sensational selection of Michelin star thrills for the 2020 season. Unlike those loud, swearing British TV chefs, all we're cooking up for you is wholesome fun and delicious goodies. And of course, we'll be dishing out a new attraction at each and every Six Flags park. So, let's get cooking. We're gonna add a couple of these for speed. And let's not forget, some of this for spin. And how about a healthy measure of gravity? Oh my goodness! That's right, it's the perfect recipe for thrills, and it's coming your way in 2020. Let's spice it up this year by putting some of that amazing Six Flags magic sauce onto every single part of this incredible meal.
Oh boy, he's hot.
Wow!
That's some hot sauce, Rue.
I like to try that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you like hot sauce.
Yeah.
The big news. Let's take a special sneak peek at what's on
Ready.
our menu
Do
at
this.
the Six Flags Park
Yeah. I'm
in
ready.
2020.
Thanks, Jim. Looks like the menu for 2020 is going to feature incredible new rides at every Six Flags park. Coming to Six Flags
Great adventure.
the Jersey Devil Coaster, the world's tallest, fastest, longest single rail coaster with 3,000 feet of diabolically twisted track and a zero gravity
Oh,
roller.
the train looks cool.
This is one smoking ride.
Interesting. So the speculation has been for a while, and I certainly have thought about a T-Rex coming. Now, what did you notice about that train? And Alex, you said the train looked cool, right?
It looked like a devil's face.
Which looks cool. The idea of a Jersey Devil coaster has been there for a while. Now, what did you notice about the structure of the train, how people were seated?
There was one.
Yeah. So one, like the Raptor, not two across like the T-Rex is supposed to be. So that is kind of interesting.
It's like Wonder Woman.
Exactly, Wonder Woman, which you've done. Now, this is supposed to be much taller
Yeah, and longer.
and longer. I wonder if for now that's all they had the ability to create, or if it's really going to be the single rail, because at a park as busy as Great Adventure, having 7 or 8
Probably
people...
not going to be a high capacity ride.
Yeah, even with only 2 per row. So it's going to be interesting to hear more specifically about it. Now, thinking about their past few years, and that's our home park. And Andrew, how many times have you been to Great Adventure this year?
One,
and Alex, I think you've been once as well. So we haven't been there a ton, but thinking about their past few years, we had Wonder Woman Pendulum Ride this year. We had Cyborg Cyberspin.
And then we had Battle for Metropolis.
And then before that was Joker. And so are you happy about this edition?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Two
it could have been
roller coasters.
a little bit more than it is, but like, I'm happy with that. I mean, from the one that I didn't really like the single rail that much, so I mean, we'll see once we ride it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the stats, and certainly we can look those up. How tall this is going to be, how fast, how many inversions, and all that. But it's a unique original coaster. It's the first of its kind. For now, I'm happy with it. I think it's cool. So
I mean, it's another roller coaster, so.
yeah, and themed to the Jersey Devil, I think that's great because it gives it that local flair. It's only just south of that in the Pine Barrens where that Jersey Devil was supposed to be. So in terms of theming, it gives it a much better local flair. It's not anything connected to the DC universe for the first time in a bunch of years. So I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, the Jersey Devil is a long-standing sort of myth in New Jersey, Alex, where it was supposed to be in the Pine Barrens, which is the huge pine forest in all of South Jersey, and there's no proof of it or anything, but there have been rumors about a monster down there, but nothing. It's kind of like the Loch Ness Monster, where nothing's ever been found. I like it. I think that's interesting, but I'm gonna reserve judgment till we see all the stats, and if that's really just a single rider, that's an interesting choice for a park that's that busy. So, all right, let's see what's up next. It's a great start right off the bat with Great Adventure.
Ooh, that was hurt.
At Six Flags Over Georgia, riders will feel the lash of Catwoman Whip and taste the venom of Poison Ivy Toxic Twister in the all-new Gotham City. Come.
All right, that's a little interesting. They don't have a scrambler? I guess I never really thought of that, but every park needs a scrambler. That's been a ride of the day, and we love scramblers, right?
Yeah.
And then the other one, which is kind of like the New School Enterprise. Those are good rides, right?
I mean, they're okay.
They're okay. So, a good addition, 2 flats. So, that makes a couple years in a row for Over Georgia with flats. So, next we move on to Great America after a coaster. You would imagine Great America certainly wouldn't go High Thrills after adding their coaster this year. So, let's see what Great America's doing.
Coming to Six Flags Great America, the world's tallest water coaster, Tsunami Surge, with 3 gravity-defying uphill blasts and 5 breathtaking drops. And south of...
Okay.
Same thing as Six Flags Fiesta Texas.
Exactly. Those are popular. Every park needs one. That water park, I think, gets pretty busy. And when everyone thought that before Max Force was announced, the fact that it's right next to their water park, a lot of people thought it was a water park edition. So it's smart for them to go water ride there. On to Mexico.
On the border in Mexico City, the new Crazanity will add its own kind of spice. Swing and spin 17 stories high and speeds up to 75 miles an hour as you soar on the world's tallest pendulum ride.
Right. So
We've seen it before. I mean, we've had a couple years in a row of that.
Fair
so.
point.
I mean, yeah, it's okay.
yeah, a lot of parks have them and more added as we go on. We just rode one at Cedar Point, and it seems like the Larson Loopers, they've gotten a great deal on these as they're adding record breakers all over the place. Some of them having issues, but they're great rides when they work. Although, I guess it's a little surprising at Mexico they call it Crazanity instead of Locozanity.
Yeah.
Right, well, that might have made more sense. So on to Darien Lake.
Meanwhile, Wahoo Wave is crashing ashore at Six Flags Darien Lake. And Six Flags over...
Water ride, and I think that's the same one
Yeah.
that they added over Georgia, where it has 2 elements, right? So I think that's great for this water park. Darien Lake is sort of now our closest home park, and we go there a couple times a year, last year and this year. And their water park definitely needs more additions,
Yeah.
right?
I'd say so.
So what do you think of that ride, Alex?
Wow, it's pretty cool. With the bowl and the
other
half pipe.
elements.
That's
Yeah.
half pipe.
Yep, very good. So I think that's a great addition, and that will definitely eat some people up at that water park as we head now to Over Texas.
Texas is getting ready for Aquaman.
Ah, they
Power
did
Wave,
get it.
the first water coaster of its kind in North America. Reach speeds over 60 miles an as you
That is
dive
weird.
15 stories straight down, launching across 700 feet of watery track with a massive splashdown finale.
Now,
That looks interesting and weird.
so that's the one that's called the Mack Power Splash. That's one that they have in Germany at their park, and you get pretty wet on it. And I've seen it a few times. There was the shipping water that people found and put on the internet. You know where that's going to be? That's a water ride that they just took out at Over Texas. That's their the Aquaman.
Yeah.
Ride that they took out, and a lot of people were speculating, is the Mack Power Splash going to go there? And now that's the first in America. A lot of people say that's a pretty fun ride and you get pretty wet. So that's a great replacement for taking out a water ride. So, yeah, it's a good addition. Whoa, there's water in the oven.
Coming to the Great Escape, soaring above the park at over 50 miles an hour.
What?
Oh, that's like
Adirondack Outlaw.
what's it at New Jersey?
Okay, that's weird. Yeah, where have you seen it?
At New Jersey. What is it?
At Seaside.
Yeah, at Seaside. They have the same thing, but it's a lot sketchier.
Okay. Yeah, just because it's not at a huge theme park. But that's weird. Isn't it like a 2 or 4 person ride?
Really weird and interesting.
And if it's on here, you would think that doesn't mean it's an extra cost ride. Usually those small kind of thrill rides quite often are extra charge. So that's odd. I mean, it's good because it takes up very little room.
And it's a lot different.
But what kind of line is that going to get? Because it has such poor capacity.
Yeah, it's like 4 people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The swings
Very,
are like,
very, very weird.
Now we are on to Laurent.
Ah, oui.
And it is Laurent. Get ready for V-Pair, a venomous vertical spinning coaster. And over the top.
Where have we
adventure.
seen this
While Six
before?
Huh, Vipair. Where have we seen Vipair?
Joker.
No, not the Joker.
Not Joker.
No, Green Lantern. It's so easy to get all those mixed up. Oh, you don't know.
Jinx.
Okay, you just saw that ride. We were just there literally 2 weeks ago.
I know, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, that's where?
At Magic Mountain.
Yeah, so that's Green Lantern.
Yeah, I know. I mixed it up.
Oh, that's okay. Completely okay. So very good. Drew, the intern who we chatted with about that and speculated for months where that was going, and that they are going to get a shipment from Los Angeles. Interesting, as we saw it there, standing but not operating. And now the country of Canada gets to experience the pain that Southern Californians have experienced for a long time. Whether they solve any of the issues that it had there where everyone hated it, I don't know how much they really could have done. So, yikes. But that's a great addition for Laurent
Yeah.
because of that one super manager that they were getting rid of. So they take out a coaster, they add a coaster. And so now we head to New England, which we have not been to yet all year long, because I really want you guys to try Superman. Hopefully we'll get there soon. So it'll be interesting to see. Flat ride this year for Six Flags New England. Let's see what they're getting this year.
Flags New England will be serving up the new Supergirl Sky Flyer. Six Flags mean
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, yeah, another flat ride, so 2 years in a row for them. And that same Enterprise type ride. And the good thing about those compared to the Enterprises, they have a much shorter height limit. Again, 48 inches compared to most Enterprises that are 54. So that's good for them. They need flat rides. That's kind of 4 years in a row for flat. Well, 3 years and 4 out of 5 for flat rides for Six Flags New England. All right, let's see what's next.
water fun too. And we're proud to add our name to Magic Waters. Now, Hurricane Harbor Rockford, featuring the new water slide Tidal Wave. Coming to...
Oh, I think that's the one that's outside of Chicago. So that's the water park that they purchased. Yeah. Yep. So another nice new water ride. So that's good for that park. And I think people who are at Six Flags Great America can go to that park.
Hurricane Harbor Phoenix, the new Paradise Island. A whole new area featuring a 12,000 square foot family activity pool. And
All right, so you guys were just in Phoenix, so experienced that heat.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine like how that water park works. We didn't get a chance to get there, but imagining when it's 110 degrees out, how you
So
wait in any
busy.
line, you would hope that every single line has covering and shade and misters, but it's hard to imagine waiting for anything.
I saw this one and it looked really cool.
Yeah, let's see. That's like a half pipe type thing. Let's see where this is and what they're getting at
And
this.
speaking of wet, Hurricane Harbor Arlington will be getting an all-new slide complex called Bonsai Pipeline. And Georgia...
All right,
I've
so
seen a couple of bonsai pipelines.
yeah, what are some of the places that have them?
I believe Six Flags, New England has one.
Yep.
What else? That's the only one that I've done.
Six Flags America as well, yeah. Yep. So those are good rides. They're capsule slides.
Yeah,
So those are good. Six Flags Whitewater, see what they're
To
getting
Six
here.
Flags Whitewater, get ready for Python Club, a 5-story,
Same thing.
500-foot
Yep.
twisting flume.
So they get good deals on these water coasters.
And Whitewater Bay is now Hurricane Harbor, Oklahoma City, where we're wrapping up the action with side-by-side excitement of Wahoo Racer. All in all, it looks like 2020 is going to be bigger, better,
Yep, those
and
racers are
funner
great.
than ever. Right, Jim?
We've seen a couple of those.
Jim? Jim?
He's stuck underwater
Wow. In a
in his
kitchen.
kitchen.
Things
Yeah.
are looking up.
Fiesta.
Way
Texas.
up. At Six Flags
Ooh.
Texas.
Oh,
With
yeah.
new Daredevil dive flying machines.
I like
Take
this.
flight on the
Well,
world's
that
smallest
looks
ride of its
cool.
kind.
This is kind of like
with
the
aerobatic dogfights and full
flat
aerial
ride at
engines at
Canada.
nearly 50
Yeah.
feet in the
Canada's
air.
Wonderland.
Yeah, so kind of interesting. Like that, but certainly a little bit different.
Yeah,
All right.
that's cool.
So it's all stuff its kind and airplanes that kind of flip around and do inversions.
Yeah, that's-
So yeah, kind of very interesting there. So we head over now to Discovery Kingdom.
Get ready for a wild, venomous ride on Discovery Kingdom's new Sidewinder Safari. And be on the lookout for Catwoman Whip, coming to Six Flags St. Louis.
Let's see.
Huh. Okay. So that's strange. So St. Louis is getting one of those little Great Escape flat rides that flip all over the place. So that is kind of interesting. And then before that, where was that one?
Discovery. No.
Yeah, Discovery Kingdom was getting...
The flat
That did what?
bone and it flips.
Yeah, okay. So lots of flat rides all over the place. Alright, not too many left.
While Six Flags America issues an all-points bulletin for Harley Quinn Spin Sanity.
Alright.
As always,
Another swinging pendulum.
That's good for Six Flags America. Yeah, they've improved their flat rides a lot, getting a Sky Screamer, and then last year with their conversion of their stand-up coaster, yeah, they've had a couple of good years for them after their Lazy River got more crazy and less lazy. So, yeah, that's not too bad. But, yeah, strange with St. Louis getting another one of those small flipping flat rides. Very odd.
Six Flags Fright Fest gets bigger and scarier each and every year. And of course, the holidays just wouldn't be the same without the magic and lights of Six Flags Holiday in the Park.
I am so excited about our amazing smorgasbord of goodies in 2020. It is definitely our best lineup of new rides ever. So bring your appetite for adventure and get ready to sample the kind of pulse-pounding innovation and thrills that only Six Flags can offer. As Master Chef of Fun, working alongside thousands of other brilliant colleagues dedicated to whipping up a tantalizing year of thrills, I look forward to seeing you all very soon at a Six Flags park. Bon appetit! Six Flags is the greatest theme park company in the world. Innovation is in our... That's why we have the absolute rides of any company anywhere. Does that work?
Excellent.
Okay.
He's so silly. interesting. Now that we're done, what companies have been left out?
B&M.
B&M, none of those.
There are no Intamins.
No Intamins.
No Gerstlauers.
No Gerstlauers.
Arrows.
No Arrows, which hasn't existed in like 20 years. Very good, Alex.
What else?
Giga.
No Glock.
The company Giga. Glock.
What are those called?
Glockenspiel.
Schmuck. There's no Schmuck or Glock.
Glockenspiel.
There's no
What is that?
Glockenspiel, although you did just see a Glockenspiel at Kings Island.
What is that company called that I'm thinking of? Mock.
Mock Power Splash that we saw.
Oh.
Yeah. So at least that. Very interesting. We've got huge years
Yeah.
for Busch Gardens and Hershey and
Small years for Cedar Fair and Six Flags.
yeah. I mean, Great Adventure. It'll be interesting to see how big that coaster is, how much money it
coaster.
costs, but certainly both of these chains have decided, you know what, we have to cut back after this economy has been very solid for a while, that possibly there could be some kind of downturn. So both companies being very conservative this year after a couple of years that were pretty big. Kind of interesting. So what do you think of Six Flags year?
I think it was a little bit better than Cedar Fair's year,
Mm-hmm.
but still not that good. They had a ton of flat rides and water park additions. They really didn't have too many coasters or different new things. They had a lot of clone stuff. But I mean, it was okay.
Oh yeah, I remember the one we missed. That was that sort of spinning coaster that looked like the one at Six Flags America.
Yeah.
It looked like that one, or the one we did at Fantasy Island, right? Like that kind of spinning coaster. So, you know, that I guess technically is 3 coasters, unless that one is being moved from another park. It'll be interesting to see how highly regarded this is in the community. A little quieter years for those parks, but as we know, there's some huge coasters opening up at other parks. So very cool. Excellent job, guys. Good to be back. And we hope to have a lot more TPF coming for you here in the next couple weeks. For those of you going back to school, have a good couple of days, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
See ya.
Andrew
See
out.
ya.